So we're going to have a great time, and we're going to shave your head again.
As a nod to the Road Warriors, we can do the Road Warrior tribute haircut.
How about that? So he's going to look like Road Warrior Hawk.
83 weeks on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Hey, Tucson, on your way to McHale, tune in to the biggest pregame show in the Pac-12, and after the game, listen for the highlights only on the home of Wildcats men's basketball. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Live from the CNWT.
From the what? Central Northwest Tucson. Duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but three first names, David Scott Kelly.
Players on our team combined have gained 994 pounds, which is one saltwater crocodile.
And Jed Fisch has taken his saltwater crocodile to throw into the Pacific Ocean outside of the city of Seattle, Washington. What a 48 hours it has been here in Tucson, Arizona. Jed Fisch really knows how to disrupt and ruin a casual NFL playoff Sunday. Should we go back to the fact that I was enjoying well, we can go back to Saturday when all the major disappointments of the weekend started with Arizona basketball losing a game on the road at Washington State, my Browns getting housed by the Houston Texans. Then we go to Sunday. I was like, oh, day off, 2 days off, looking forward to 2 days off. Let's relax and watch some NFL, gathered with some friends at one of our favorite haunts, the Trident 2 on Swan, to watch the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys with some Packer faithful thinking, oh, they're probably in for the same treatment we got in Texas yesterday. Good thing I was only one adult beverage into my Sunday day drinking when all of a sudden Jed Fisch decides to leave the University of Arizona and go to Washington to be the football coach. Headed down looked over at my wife, started typing things into my phone. I just ordered my salad, my Cobb salad. And I said, well, at least I'm going to eat my lunch before I move on. Ate my Cobb salad and said, wife, I got to go. She drove me back to the house, got in the car, went down to campus as Jed Fisch was going to meet with his team at the stadium. Guys were rolling in. Some were walking in. I mean, like Justin Flo literally rolled in on one of those motorized standing, whatever they call those things. Literally rolled in, did Justin Flo. You got to love that kid. I mean, he is a personality for sure. It was a short meeting, and then they all rolled right back out. Not too many people said stuff. The coaches came out. None of the coaches really wanted to say anything. I did say to Scotty Graham, I said, hey, there's some people out here that would like to see you as the next head coach. Would you be interested? He said, we'll see. Brennan Carroll didn't want to comment. Chuck Cecil didn't want to comment. They all were cordial and said hello, though. The end of a short era of Arizona football as Jed Fisch departs for Seattle. 3 seasons, 1-11, 5-7, 10-3. College football, where if you blink, you'll miss it because things happen very quickly. All right, we've got a lot to get to today. We're going to hear from Arizona Wildcat football alums on the decision by Jed Fisch to leave and what appears to be the arrival of a Dick Tomey protege in Brent Brennan. J-Dub, I want you to start a tally for the number of times that I say Brian Brennan, because I've already written that a couple of times, instead of Brent Brennan. Brian Brennan, for those of you that don't know, a great NFL wide receiver, played for my Browns back in the 80s. Caught a touchdown pass we thought was going to send us to our first ever Super Bowl, and then some guy named John Elway drove 98 yards and ruined the day.
That's not a good memory.
No, it is not a good memory whatsoever.
Meanwhile, I spent the last 3 days in bed, sick for the first time in 5 years, and all this is news to me, DK. I don't even know what's going on.
Welcome to the party, J-Dub. We've got a new football coach. This all transpired starting with the exit of Nick Saban from Alabama. Whoever thought that Nick Saban deciding to retire would reverberate down to Tucson, Arizona. But that is what has happened. Wednesday, Nick Saban retires. By Friday, Alabama had poached Kalen DeBoer from the University of Washington. By Sunday, the University of Washington had poached Jed Fisch from Arizona. And then by Tuesday, Arizona had poached Brent Brennan from San Jose State. I want to hear from you today. This is your show as much as it is mine. 520-848-1290. How do you feel about what has happened in the last 48 hours? I'll tell you what. This is college football. This is really college athletics as it is right now. And Jed Fisch, his motto was, it's personal. And on Saturday, when this was all kind of starting to materialize and into Sunday, I tweeted that one mantra that I live by is that of the great gangsta Nino Brown, who famously said, it's always business, never personal. Always business, never personal. So I'm not mad at Jed Fisch. Jed Fisch did what coaches before him have done. He took the money. He took the better gig. He made a decision for the betterment of his family. You might not like the way it went down. It never really goes down very well. That's just the business of sports. On the college level, on the professional level, it's how it works. Coaches come in, they stay, they build, they leave. And I also tweeted this on Sunday. There's one thing that's never leaving. And that's this university that we all love. The University of Arizona ain't going anywhere. It's always going to be plopped right down there on the corner of University and Park. And I learned this lesson very early on in my life of covering sports. I remember the first time it really kind of hit me was in college when I was at the University of Southern California, and Junior Seau made the decision not to come back for his senior year. And I remember after that, I said, I'm never going down that road again of being maniacal about athletes or people in athletics making a decision. Second time it hit me was 1997 when Albert Bell left the Cleveland Indians for the Chicago White Sox. and it was in the middle of a situation where we felt like we had a team of destiny that could be good for a number of years, and then you took the main bat right out of the middle of our lineup. He chased the money to Chicago. And I said after that point, in professional sports, that's the first time it really hit me in professional sports, I said, I'm not getting maniacal over this stuff anymore because it's a business. It's always business. Never personal. And if you look at it like that, then there's no reason to be upset in these situations. You cheer for your school. You cheer for the people that are on the field. Yeah, the student athletes may come and they're going to come and go. They're always going to come and go. Maybe they come and go now quicker than they used to. But while they're wearing that Block A, while they're wearing that Arizona across their chest, you support them because they're playing for you. And you support them until they're not playing for you, and you can support them. And if they leave in good standing, then you support them for eternity. As we'll talk to 3 guys, maybe 4 today, maybe even more than that, guys who left here in good standing and wear that A proud as adult men in this Wildcat Nation. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Our question of the day is, as you can imagine, is this the right choice for the University of Arizona? Brent Brennan, whose brother Bradley was a wide receiver on the greatest U of A football team ever that went 12-1, played 4 years for Dick Tomey. Brent Brennan never played college here, only really coached here for 1 year as a graduate assistant shortly after he left college, but coached under Tomey for 5 of the 6 years that Tomey coached at San Jose State. He's a Dick Tomey disciple. He spoke at Dick Tomey's memorial at McHale Center just a few years ago. We're going to let you hear that speech if you have not heard it. The 5 minutes that he spoke very eloquently. This was the guy Dave Hickey wanted the first time around. And then the president of the university stepped in and said, nope, we're going to go in another direction. Now, the president of the university, I think this time, has other things on his plate. So Brian, see, there we go. Ding, ding, ding. We need like a bell.
That's one.
That's one. Every time I say Brian Brennan and not Brent Brennan. It was not Brent Brennan's time in 2021. It is Brent Brennan's time in 2024. So we'll get into all of that today. We want to hear from you. We've already got a ton of comments on our social media platforms. I will read you some of those. There are happy people. There are unhappy people. Arizona has now officially announced Coach Brennan's arrival. The Arizona football pages in the last hour. Welcome home, Coach Brennan. Brent Brennan, your new head football coach here at the University of Arizona. Joined by the third member of our program, Cricket.
Greetings.
Cricket, how do you feel about Brent Brennan being the head coach?
Well, like you said, I've heard some really excited people, and I've heard some not so excited people. So I guess it kind of, just what you said.
Okay.
I've kind of been watching a little bit.
So how did it go for Kiki this weekend at the Fort Lowell soccer shootout over at the Keno Sports Complexes?
The girls won 2 out of 3 games.
Okay.
They did really well.
2 out of 3 games?
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. Did she score any goals?
No.
Is she offense or defense?
Defense.
She's a defender.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good. I mean, they had 5 games, and the weather was perfect.
Yeah.
All weekend long. You know, I went out running on Saturday, and I had my long sleeve shirt on. I had to take it off because I started sweating, and then Sunday was beautiful as well. So they got good weather for that event, which is always a concern because it's not. I remember last year on Sunday, it was like raining and ugly and wet, and it was like 40 degrees, and I felt bad for some of those kids out there because it was not exactly soccer weather.
Not fun.
But they got soccer weather this weekend, and that was a very good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else fun this weekend?
No. What about you guys?
No.
No.
I was chasing football stories all weekend.
I was in bed all weekend.
And Jada was in bed taking care of himself.
Oh, were you like sick or something?
Yeah, first time in like 5 years. I have like a super immune system.
You're something, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how long have I known you?
I don't think I've ever known you to be sick.
Exactly.
10 years?
There you
maybe,
go.
or so?
And
Okay.
you've never known me to be. Well, yeah, that's how it goes. Like
Yeah.
I don't get sick, so yeah,
Oh.
I've been not feeling well these last few days, but I'm on the mend.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
All right. So, Cricket, tell us how we can get home today on time and safely.
Sure. From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Reported collisions River Road and La Cholla, Wilmot and Carondelet. Crash at Houghton and Old Vale Road with some northbound turn restrictions on Houghton at Old Vale. And Sunrise Drive in Swan is a reported collision that might be off on private property. And some slowdowns southbound Nogales Highway at Los Reales, also eastbound Grant at Columbus. 43 and clear overnight and 72 and sunny tomorrow, 68 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Ends 2/10/24. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Hey, Coach Fisch, congrats on the Alamo Bowl.
The Home Depot makes it easy to shop and save on appliances in-store and online. Enjoy savings on top brands like GE, LG, Frigidaire, Whirlpool, and more. Find kitchen appliances with helpful features like customized organization, and save time with laundry appliances that have faster wash and dry cycles. Shop now and get up to $450 off select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid January 4th through 24. Gas ranges and dryers extra. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Well, it's the first part of a new year, and some people are coming up with some pretty interesting New Year's resolutions.
I'm taking karate classes.
Hey, wait just a minute.
Let's get something really stupid tattooed on our butt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why not make your New Year's resolution to always save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn? You'll not only save up to 40%, but there's also no city or state sales tax at Tobacco Barn because they're on the reservation.
I'm getting married to the first girl I meet. Hey there, sweetheart.
And you can save up to another $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Let's try parachuting. Geronimo!
So save up to 40%, save with no city or state sales tax, and save up to another $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com. But maybe skip the skydiving. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Okay, kids, we're home. Everybody out.
Ew, my feet are stuck.
In what, honey?
On the floor.
Ew. Take off your shoes. Tommy, come carry your sister into the house.
What do you do when the car you use the most has the least amount of time to get clean? Let Recon Auto Detailing, Arizona's premier auto detailing company, come to you and turn your busiest car back into your best. From basic cleaning to a full detail, Recon Auto Detailing. Online at recondetail.com.
The playoffs are here. Get all the action on the BetMGM app today. Take the excitement of football to the next level with same-game parlays, odds boost promos, and much more. Plus, every time you make a wager at BetMGM, you can earn BetMGM rewards points. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older only. Arizona only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Your home for in-depth conversation.
Nothing they do is by surprise. They telegraph what they want to do, and then they brag about it afterwards. It's a way to keep us at each other's throats.
The most pressing issues.
This was just a white on black crime, and you can already see the narrative starting to form in real time.
And fresh perspective.
The air marshals will not be on the airplanes because they're down at the border escorting illegal aliens to their Ubers.
America's most loved truth tellers live on Tucson's home for conservative talk. This is Freedom 1400.
Broadway in Tucson presents the Rockin' 2023-2024 season featuring 8 blockbuster productions including Disney's Aladdin, The Book of Mormon, Hairspray, and Chicago. Enjoy the Southern Arizona musical premieres of Tina, the Tina Turner musical, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Time of the Temptations, MJ the Musical, and Mrs. Doubtfire. Secure your choice season tickets today and get the ultimate in flexibility and the lowest prices all season. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your season tickets today.
Wildcats fans from coast to coast can bring a little bit of Tucson to themselves wherever they happen to be by streaming 1290 on our website at wildcatsradio1290.com. The home of the Wildcats is everywhere. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Brent Brennan, not Brian Brennan, but Brent Brennan. I don't know if Brent Brennan could catch like Brian Brennan or his brother Bradley Brennan. But he is the new coach of your Arizona Wildcats, the 31st head coach of the football program in University of Arizona history. He comes from San Jose State. He was in line to potentially get the job at the end of the 2020 season. He was actually here in Tucson that December, having led his San Jose State team to the Arizona Bowl during COVID. They've been to bowl games, have the San Jose Spartans 3 of the last 4 years, have not won any of those games. So we're asking, is this the guy? Is this the choice? That is our question of the day. You can head on over to our Twitter page at Wildcats1290 to vote in our question of the day. You can also comment on our Facebook page or any of our other social media platforms. Right now, 93% of the people that are voting say that Brent Brennan is the right choice. He will be Tucson. Only 7% saying no, he was average at San Jose State. And here's why I think this is a good hire for the University of Arizona. The platform that is college football has changed from what it was 3 years ago. Glenn Howe and I had a conversation when Jed Fisch was hired, and Glenn may join the show later. Happy birthday, by the way, to Glenn Howe. Celebrated his birthday over the weekend. He is enjoying the week with family outside of the country. I think he said he had a massage plan for today, so we may be able to hear from Glenn after he gets his massage. Played some golf this morning, so he's feeling really good as he turns the clock on another year. But we had this conversation 3 years ago in as it regarded Jed Fisch. And one of the things that concerned Glenn was the fact that Jed had been somewhat of a job hopper. And that was something that concerned a lot of people. And Glenn said to me, he's like, if he wins here, he's going to be gone in 4 years. And at the time I said to Glenn, I said, well, that's fine. I mean, if he turns this program around from where they were, winless in a 5-game COVID season, having ended it being blown out by their rival 70-7. If he can turn that around in 3, 4, 5 years and he wants to go somewhere else, heck, let him. We're going to be in a much better place than we were when he got here. And we are. This program is in a much better place than it was when Jed Fisch took the reins. I mean, from 1 win to 5 wins to 10 wins in 3 seasons. The guy came to town, and you remember when I took this job here in June, there was a promo we were running where I said he's done everything we asked him to do. He came here, he engaged the students, he engaged the fan base, he engaged with the alumni. He made it a point to have alumni on his staff in Ricky Hundley and Chuck Cecil. He brought Brandon Sanders on, Cedric Steptoe, guys that had worn the uniform. He re-engaged Gronkowski into the program. I mean, heck, Rob hadn't been here in years. And he's been here twice. Teddy was engaged. There was a new emphasis on developing guys to be pros, NFL guys. He brought an NFL aura here to Tucson. We had 2 professional teams train here for a week during the Jed Fisch era. The New York Giants and the New England Patriots spent a week training here. That had never really happened before. He brought big-time NFL coaches to town to touch, high school coaches and to teach high school coaches and coaches in this area. Sean McVay, Zach Taylor, Vic Fangio. I mean, it was an NFL kind of thing for the 3 years that Jed Fisch is here. And you're not going to get me to say that that was a bad thing at all. It gave credibility. It lended credibility, a different kind of credibility to this program than we've had here ever. Now, what's different about what I said to Glenn Howe 3 years ago when I said, fine, if he wants to build this thing and leave, he can leave, is that the game has changed now from the player standpoint. In 2020, there was no such thing as NIL. In 2020, there was no such thing as a 30-day window for players to jump into a transfer portal if their coach left. Now, when a coach leaves, you're at risk of having your whole program, having all of that stuff that was built, torpedoed because of this new open movement that's been given to the players on the roster. And that's why I think it's important. It's inherently almost a must for a program like Arizona in a market like Tucson to have a coach who you believe is going to be here for a long time. And I think Brent Brennan, Brent Brennan fits that to a T. He's that guy. And I was talking about this with J-Dub, and J-Dub, I'll let you kind of preface it. He's that guy that could be your Lute Olson.
Yeah, DK, I mean, eventually, if you look back at Coach Fisch, as you said, journeyman, you and Glenn, and look at his career record, it's every 2-3 years, right? He's at a new place. Coach Olson came out here from Iowa, and I think it was his second year he was in that running for the Kentucky job, which everybody knows is the most prestigious college basketball coaching job. Now, we don't know that he was offered, but he took his name out of the running. Then again, after the first Final Four run in '88, he was offered the job for all intents and purposes. Rick Pitino ended up taking that job. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. He was one of the people highly considered to take that job, and Lute took his name out of the running. And eventually, in order to build Arizona football into what I think a lot of fans, in the longtime fans of the fan base, want, you have to have somebody be that Lute Olson to turn down that Husky job. And Jed Fisch, as you've laid out, clearly he has his own goals.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own path. People out there in the fan base can be mad at him, but someday that success has to be parlayed into another 10-win season and another 10-win season, another 10-win season, because that's how you get sustained success. That's how you get year in, year out, 100% capacity in the stadium, and all those things that all the fans really want to see for the Arizona football program. And I'm not here to comment on Brent Brennan. I'm just here to say that there has to be longevity in a program like Arizona that's had peaks and valleys, clearly produced quite a few exceptional NFL players over the years. But as far as excellent seasons go, DK, how many 10-win seasons has the program have now? Four,
I think.
There you go. It's hard to make that comparison. I just remember as a kid when the comments over that summer, I was, 13, 14, when Arizona was just coming off the Final Four, the prospect of Coach Olson leaving. And the fact that he returned, and there's been a lot written about that day. Apparently his grandkids had some tears in their eyes, DK, when they wished him well if he took the job and he decided to stay. That whole story. Eventually, somebody has to embrace the city, the program, and the fans long-term and to build on that success. Jed Fisch, I believe in the camp philosophy, which is you always leave a campsite better than you found it. And Jed Fisch certainly did that, inheriting a long losing streak and leaving with a long winning streak. And we'll see what happens when the dust settles. You mentioned all the potential players who could transfer. But what he did prove is that it can be done. And eventually, long-term, like Coach Tomey was here for such a long time, you have to have that sustained success. And I don't know what that's going to take, but I know a lot of Arizona football fans are hungry to see that take place and not go back down before you maintain some level of competitive football.
All right, we're going to hear the message that Brent Brennan delivered. We'll get to that as well a little bit later in our show today. The message that he delivered at the memorial for Dick Tomey. I believe this was, it's been about, maybe 4 or 5 years, I believe, since Dick Tomey passed away. And so we'll let you hear what he had to say there. Again, we want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Coming up for you today, this is we're going to talk to Ortiz Jenkins here. In this hour, U of A quarterback, 2000. He played with Bradley Brennan, Brent's brother here at the University of Arizona, and then was on the staff or was a player during the year that Brent spent on the U of A staff, Coach Tomey's last season here in 2000 before he was let go. And we'll hear from Ortiz about his experience with Brent Brennan. Ortiz has been very active on social media the last 24 hours. He did call for Johnny Nansen, and we'll get into that. There was a groundswell of player support for wanting Johnny Nansen to be the head coach of this team. We talked last week with Yogi Roth. Yogi Roth spoke very highly of Brennan Carroll. There was some discussion about maybe Brennan Carroll might be the right guy to lead this program. We'll let you hear what Yogi Roth had to say about that. And we'll also let you hear what Jed Fisch had to say today. Jed Fisch, a few hours ago, had his press conference in Washington to take over the job at the Huskies. There's a lot of people that are upset about what happened on Sunday in terms of the Troy Gannon, the athletics director for the University of Washington, flying into Tucson, video of him going to Jed's house, video of them signing the contract in the kitchen, and that was put out on social media. But that's just what, folks, that's what it is nowadays. Everything's about social media nowadays. Why are we getting upset about that? I mean, that's what that's what the players do. The players put it. They put things out on social media about where they're going to school. They put out videos about training and all that. It's all about social media. That's how it works nowadays. Well, I don't understand why people get upset about that. Oh, it's a slap in the face. It's not a slap in the face. It's business. It's always business. Never personal. Getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather. Here's Cricket.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With reported collisions, Irvington east of I-19 at 16th Avenue, River and La Cholla with some slowing at that intersection. Houghton and Old Vale Road and Houghton is also in the clearing stages. And also we're seeing some busy travel that's headed westbound on Grant and westbound Speedway, both approaching I-10, eastbound Grant Road at Columbus, and also southbound Nogales Highway at Los Reales. And our weather, 43 the low, 72, sunny tomorrow, 68 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Big O Tires. At Big O Tires, trust means an entire line of affordable tires drivers can depend on. Right now, get $100 instant savings on sets of Big O brand tires. See Big O Tires for details. With over 60 locations all over Arizona, you're never far from a Big O Tires, the team you trust.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-216-9922. That's 1-800-216-9922. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-216-9922. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
This summer, savings is the ultimate drive.
The road has been long, and now you're here. One incredible family.
You've saved so many families so much. I want that opportunity.
Savings and Selection 100, now playing at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Go to O'Reilly.com, call 747-8000, or test drive one on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Find new roads at O'Reilly Chevrolet. More than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Hey folks, Rich Eisen here. So this football season's really heating up, and the guys on my show, they're having a blast with Prize Picks. And now with basketball season in full swing, they're able to pick combo projections across both sports. Join them on prizepicks.com/primetime. Easy gameplay and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what they tell me makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Brockman's loving that aspect. He's hooked. And all you need to do is visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. That's code primetime at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Don't be left on the sideline this basketball season. Go to Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
Wildcats Radio 1290 has been through all the ups that Wildcats fans experience.
Here comes the posse, and they sack him. Navy shirts everywhere.
They are swarming tonight.
And the downs.
Ball is loose. Bulldogs pick it up. The 4th Arizona turnover of the night.
1290 is always there by your side to bring you all the raw emotion of the moments that matter to Wildcats fans. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Berwick Insurance Group is proud to sponsor Arizona athletics. For over 25 years, Berwick has helped Wildcat fans with their health insurance needs. Berwick Insurance will help you stay ahead of the game with solid coverage. Just like a great coach, Berwick's experienced agents will make sure you have the right strategy for a winning game plan. Don't handle health insurance by yourself. Berwick Insurance is your answer to healthcare. Learn more about your options at berwickinsurance.com. That's berwickinsurance.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Tucson area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's talk to Ortez Jenkins, U of A quarterback. 2000, famous for the leap by the lake, and Ortez has been active on social media the last few days as all of this has started to unravel and transpire with the University of Arizona football program. First of all, Ortez, your thoughts on the naming of Brent Brennan as the new head coach at Arizona?
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I think it's a good hire. Like I said before, I had a choice of guys that I thought would fit the mold. I think Brent is over the last 3 out of the 4 seasons has had a winning record, and he's a player's coach, knows the lay of the land. His brother played with me at Arizona, so I think it's a good hire. I think Brent, I've already seen on social media, I don't know if it's true, that T-Mac and Noah are going to stay. So if that happens, I believe the program is going to continue to trend in the right directions with the hire of Coach Brennan.
Now, Ortez, just kind of from the standpoint of you, I've mentioned that you played with Bradley, his brother. I believe he was on the staff your senior year as a graduate assistant. What do you remember from him as he was starting his coaching journey at that point?
Well, what I would say is very attention to detail, and everybody loved him, just like we all loved Brad. I mean, Brent, had good energy. I think the biggest thing and some of the things I remember about Brent that was so significant was his ability to relate to the players, even during that time where, relations with the players wasn't as big back then as it is now. But just being able to have that sense of really attention to detail, always came to work with good energy and really, mastered the craft. I mean, he coached wide receivers at Oregon State, but he's also worked under Coach Tomey at San Jose State. So I think this is a great opportunity for him. One thing I said that I didn't say when I was interviewed earlier was I think Brent's going to be here for a while. As long as we can continue to go in the right direction, I think he is in the position and he loves the Wildcats, and it's going to be a long-term stay as long as we can continue to produce and win games.
Well, Ortez, that was exactly what we were talking about in the segment before you came on, was how important it was and why this is a good hire is because this is a guy that projects to be here in Tucson for a long time. And that's so critical now in college football because the landscape of player movement has changed. And I know as a player, you guys back that the athlete should have much ability to move around as the coaches do. But it makes having that coach that's going to be around for a long time critical because you don't. I mean, every time a coach leaves nowadays, you're at risk now of losing your whole entire roster, which I'm sure was one of the reasons why initially you came out in favor of Johnny Nansen potentially being the guy because you want to try to keep some stability within the program. So yeah, I mean, getting a guy that you think is going to be around for a while is critical, I think, and especially for a school like Arizona moving forward in this environment.
Yeah, I would agree, and that's why I initially was pledging for Johnny because I know his connection, his ties to the players, and I know how important that is. I know also he has a huge tie into our Polynesian community as well as the recruiting aspect, and of course of just changing the dynamic of the defense. I mean, that was a phenomenal job that he done, and so by all means, his name should be in there to be able to kind of keep that camaraderie, like I tweeted before, just about the camaraderie, the locker room. You got to remember, guys, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of parents, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that nobody takes accountable. That's very, very critical. It's about the kids too. Can you imagine? They go in, all of a sudden your coach is gone, which it happens. It happens all throughout college football. But just after doing exactly what they did, building this thing up, getting it back to respectability, and then having the guys, the depth of the team coming back, and then now you have this. So I think the beautiful thing about it is Brent is the guys are gonna like Brent. He's gonna make them work hard. He's gonna work hard, and he's gonna be a guy that's gonna want to be in Tucson and will be in Tucson for as long as we have him, and as long as he understands the game. You got to win football games. And There's going to be an expectation as long as we can keep that roster coming into next year, and he knows that.
Ortez Jenkins, Arizona quarterback, class of 2000, is our guest today, talking about the arrival of Brent Brennan as the new head football coach here at the University of Arizona. Ortez, what were your initial thoughts when you heard Jed Fisch was leaving?
To be honest, everybody's like, man, were you upset? I wasn't upset at all. Everybody has to understand that the way that this thing works is look at the state of the program of where it was when he got here. Won one game, then we won 5, then we won 10. Of course, I'm not in agreement with all of the way that some of the things played out. Where the contract gets signed, some of the videos and things that popped up, the exit meeting. The exit short meeting for the players. I'm not, we're never a fan of that, but he was probably put in a very uncomfortable situation because, trust me, it's hard to leave these guys when you've went to war with these guys and you've built what he's built. But from a business standpoint, you guys got to understand, nobody knew that Saban was going to retire. Nobody didn't know that the guy from Washington was going to take that job. It just happens. And we just got caught up in the whirlwind of being on, in certain people's mind, the short end of the stick. And then you guys got to remember, people are human beings. He might look back on certain things and say, man, maybe I might have not did it that way. But it moves very, very fast, and people are very emotional about it. And, yeah, like I said, I'm not in agreement with some of the way that it was exited, but understanding the business of it, the business side of it and how it works, it's just the lay of the land that we live in.
Was it better, Ortez, under his regime? Was the alumni involvement, the alumni reach out? I know that was one of the things he came in and he said he wanted to make sure of, and I know there was like conference calls and stuff that Brandon set up for you guys. Was the alumni base as a whole happy with the level of outreach that you guys want from your head coach?
1,000%. Here's the thing about me. I'm a guy that's going to be very transparent and be very honest about it, about what happened. Jeff did some great things. He got guys to buy in. He got the community involved. We had sellout crowds at the game. We won 10 games. 100%. There was no engagement, 3 or 4 years ago with the alumni, and that was all brought back. Rich Rod did it really good, and then there was a little bit of drop off, and then Jeff came in and did exactly that. Open the doors, open door system. As many alumni guys can come back, coming up to the spring game, come to homecoming, come talk to us, come talk to the kids. 1,000%. You got to give credit where credit is due. On all aspects of how this all played out. But 100%. And then here's the thing. It's going to be even more because there's a lot of love for Brent from the Alumni Association. And you guys have to remember, when the alumni gets involved, we now have kids and are tied to people that have coaching, that coach high school players and JC players. So now Arizona is a place where people want to come play. And that's because of some of the things that Jeff did, but credit to the players. People want to play with great players. And now that we have some guys that are getting national recognition from the quarterback, the offensive line, T-Mac, Noah, the defense, that draws people to want to come play. And let's not take about the beautiful facilities. The school is a beautiful school,
Yeah.
And everything, so forth and so forth.
Ortej, what impresses you most about Noah Fafita?
This is what I tell people all the time. I played the position. Noah been short his whole life. Nothing changes with that. The beautiful thing about him, it doesn't even matter. Because the bottom line, he's been finding lanes. He's been throwing on time. He's been a student of the game. He's been accurate his whole life. This is nothing new. He's been doing it from my understanding since he was in Pop Warner. And then I seen it in the high school because he played with my nephew, Ken Burnett, and T-Mac. So he's been doing this thing his whole life. He has shown great patience in the pocket. He has shown to be very tactical when it comes to decision making, and those are the things that makes great quarterbacks. He's not erratic. He doesn't turn the ball over, and that's what is phenomenal about him at the size that he does. Now going into the Big 12, it's going to be a couple of obstacles. He has a full year of tape now. So now defensive coordinators are going to be able to dissect his film down a little bit and try to get him off his game. But he's phenomenal. And I don't say that about a lot of quarterbacks. At no matter what size he is. He might be 5'8", 5'9", but he's playing like he's 6'6", and it's outstanding to watch.
Ortej Jenkins, U of A quarterback from 2000, is our guest. Ortej, I want to swing it back around to the alumni piece one more time. So in terms of Brent now coming in, are there things maybe that, as you said, it improved under Jed? Are there things now that you'd like to maybe even seen taken a step further and getting more guys involved with the program moving forward under Brent?
To be honest with you guys, I'm gonna be very honest with you. Like I think it was an outstanding job between Brandon Sanders. Brandon Sanders holds, a like you said, a Zoom call with the guys, just keeping guys engaged. That whole system that he set up and that Brandon was facilitating, and the way Brandon set that up, I've never seen anything like it since I've been gone.
Wow.
So pretty much, it's a copycat league, man. You quarterback and you ride with the things that are good, and then you make your own changes and implement the things that you want to do to make it better. That's the beauty of it. There's certain, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The number one thing for me is getting the kids involved, and you make sure that the kids are dialed in. They get to meet Coach. When they meet him, Brent's a cool dude, man, and they're gonna love. I guarantee you, when they get to talk to him, they learn his football mind, they understand that he's here and he's dialed and he's here for them. It's gonna be awesome. And on the alumni side, we're ecstatic because Jed had it set up nice. Don't get me wrong. It was a beautiful thing. I felt so welcome coming back in. I came to more games than I ain't been in so many college football games in 20 years since I left. But I felt welcome, and I'm being honest with you. I mean, guys are coming back from all over. So I think that continues. I don't think that changes. I think that most of the alumni guys that don't know Brent, once they meet him and they see how he is with the community, the kids, the program, they're gonna jump on and support him.
And obviously, Ortej, everybody, one of the most iconic plays, if not the iconic play in program history, the leap by the lake. Everybody knows you for that. But what's that second thing that people should remember you for in your time here as a player?
I would hope people. I mean, the leap by the lake, it is what it is. That'll never change or go away. But I just hope the guys or that the communities believe, that remember me as a guy that was a winner, a guy that came out and tried, my best to, give everything I could for the program, give everything I could for my football team and my teammates. That's what, I would hope people, when I come back, people, high five me and say, man, thanks for everything. And it makes you feel good that, people knew that when I came to play, I was coming to win. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for, being a great teammate and hopefully, a good leader at the time that I was here.
What'd you think of Antonio Pierce's job with the Raiders this year?
It's outstanding, and I would expect him to be named the head coach over the next week or so. That's my opinion, and I'm hoping that he would get that, because again, changing culture, understanding players, it's a different era now, guys, as we all know. There's so many different dynamics in football that you have to be able to relate to the players. And some of the guys are going to get, some of the older coaches with the old styles and philosophies, if they don't either bring people around them that can help facilitate that, they'll weed themselves out of the game.
Yeah, I think we absolutely saw that on a number of levels. I think the biggest level was, what D'Amico Ryans has been able to do in such a fast time down in Houston with that club right there. I think sets that apart right there. Hey, Ortej,
100%.
Yeah, appreciate you taking some time to join us. We always love talking to you. Best of luck in your continued endeavors, and we'll talk to you again soon.
You guys have a great day, man. Go Cats.
Ortej Jenkins, Arizona quarterback, 2000, our guest right there, laying it out for you. You're going to love Brent Brennan, and you should appreciate the job that Jed Fisch did. And I'll say it again, and what he said right there. I mean, there has not been a coach, and I know he said Rich Rod did a good job with it, but there has not been a coach that engaged this alumni base like Jed Fisch did. Kevin Sumlin walked in the door and said he was going to do it and didn't do it. Jed Fisch, though, engaged this alumni base, engaged these guys, made them feel welcome. And that's only going to improve with Brent Brennan, and you're going to have that ground well of support that you need, because we're going to need all those guys to get this collective activated in the way that we want, to make sure that this NIL piece is working here at the University of Arizona. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Kelvin Eafon will join us. The captain. We'll get his thoughts next. It's DK on the Sports Tip. I got JW Madden, I've got Cricket, and I've got you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Grant Road and Alvernon. Expect slowing. Irvington east of I-19 at 16th Avenue. River and La Cholla, and also Houghton and Old Vale Road. Backups eastbound Grant Road approaching Columbus, Ajo and Mission, and also southbound La Cholla at Ajo Way for backups. 43 are low, 72 sunny tomorrow, 68 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by KFC. KFC still has 2 for $5 chicken wraps, now in new mac and cheese, spicy mac and cheese, and honey barbecue, along with the classic and spicy slaw wraps. It's finger licking good.
1290 has earned the right to be named after the Arizona Wildcats. That's why you'll never see us skip leg day.
Haven't had a carb since 2004.
1290 is the home of the Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hi, it's Floyd, the family man with the family plan. Outdated HVAC systems will drive up your electric bill, drain your wallet, and peace of mind. Save now at Goodfellas with no payments or interest till 2024. Get a 30% federal tax credit, up to $2,000 off qualifying heat pumps. Trust Goodfellas. We're locally owned with thousands of 5-star reviews. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Visit us at goodfellasac.com to schedule a no-cost estimate.
Attention Tucson! We bring you every minute of Arizona men's basketball, both home and away, all season long. We are the home of the Arizona Wildcats. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day, and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry, with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. All backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Caruso's, a Tucson tradition since 1938, located on historic 4th Avenue. For 4 generations, Caruso's handmade sauce has been prepared with love by a family member, using only the best ingredients. Enjoy specialty Italian dishes like lasagna al forno, chicken tetrazzini, real Italian sausages, spectacular pizza, as well as many vegetarian options. Caruso's offers outdoor dining on their garden patio, with indoor dining also available. Open Tuesday through Sunday, with all your favorites available for takeout. For more information, call 520-624-5765 or visit their website at carusositalian.com.
Arizona Complete Health means more than health insurance to me. They're my healthcare partner. We get the care we need from doctors we choose, and even earn rewards for healthy things we're already doing. And with Marketplace, Medicaid, and Medicare options, I have coverage to protect my family's health wherever life takes us.
Arizona Complete Health, a plan for life. Visit planforlifeaz.com to find coverage that works for you.
Attention job seekers in Tucson. Get ready for an incredible opportunity at the 34th Annual Diversity Career Fair, hosted by the Tucson Indian Center. On Wednesday, January 24th, join us at the Desert Diamond Casino and Hotel as over 40 local companies gather to find dynamic new talents like you. Whether you're seeking a career in technology, healthcare, or finance, these employers have positions waiting for you. Many companies are ready to hire on the spot. Doors open at 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. with resume reviews and immediate interviews for all attendees. Bring copies of your resume, all the info needed for applications, and dress to impress. Your dream job could be just a handshake away. Don't miss out on this unique chance to kickstart your career. Join us at the Tucson Indian Center's Diversity Career Fair on January 24th. Sponsored by Desert Diamond Casino, Tucson Local Media, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Pascoyaki Tribe, Civita, Tucson Medical Center, Banner Health, and National Express Transit.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Live from the CNWT.
From the what? Central Northwest Tucson. Duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names, David Scott Kelly.
It's a new era of Arizona Wildcats football. The Brent Brennan era begins today here in Tucson. The new head coach has coached at San Jose State, an assistant coach for one season, a graduate assistant here at the U of A under Dick Tomey, coached with Dick Tomey for 5 seasons at San Jose State. Went on to coach at Oregon State for a number of years as wide receivers coach before heading back to San Jose State as the head coach. He has been there now for the last 7 years, having taken them to 3 bowl games in 3 of the last 4. He is the new head coach of your Arizona Wildcats. We want to hear from you on that today. 520-848-1290. It's our question of the day. Is this the right choice? Brent Brennan. We just heard from Ortez Jenkins. We want to hear from more Arizona football alums on the new leader of their program, because that's what it is. It is their program as well as our program, but they're the men that wore the uniform, that sweated, that bled at times, that got dirty and muddy for all of our enjoyment. And let's talk to another one right now. Our captain, Kelvin Eafon, joins us now. Kelvin, your initial thoughts on the hiring of Brent Brennan as the new football coach at Arizona?
Hey, I'm good with it, man. I mean, Brett, his brother Brad played with us here. I got a chance to know him a little bit from being around the program from the years when Brad was here as well. Brent Brennan was a receiver that played with us. We called him Ragdoll. He was a walk-on, which I'm sure everybody know. And but basically, earned his way on to basically a scholarship type of player. But yeah, man, I'm good with it, man. He was over at San Jose State. He's a Coach Tomey guy. Came into the game with Coach Tomey as far as college game is concerned. Been around Coach Tomey for years, and I just think that type of guy is what we need if we think we want somebody to stay around for a while. It's going to be that type of guy.
Yeah, Kelvin, stability is so important, I think, for programs like Arizona. You cannot be turned, at least unless something changes in the near future. And we've had this discussion: roster management, roster turnover. I know you're in favor of the players having as much ability to move freely as the coaches do, but it's a different animal nowadays in the fact that if you have a coach, he brings kids in, then that coach leaves. All those kids can leave too, and now you could potentially be back to square one. That's why it's important maybe for a university like Arizona to identify somebody they believe might be here for a long time and create that stability and continuity that a program like Arizona needs.
I agree. I believe that. I just think about Coach Tomey and what he was able to do here, and having us on the brink of Rose Bowls. And I wish he could have had the type of money for staff and the facilities and everything, because what he could have done with that. And so now we get a guy like Brad. Not Brad, but Coach Brennan coming over. Yeah, Brent coming over from San Jose State, where he's been able to work miracles. I hear he had to raise money to get breakfast for his guys. So, he's not going to have to – right. So
now
he's not going to have to worry about all those type of things.
Now he's got his own kitchen, bear down kitchen with a chef.
You see what I'm saying? So, things are a lot different for him. He's coming up, and he's earned it, man. I mean, he worked his way. He worked it over at San Jose State. But I'm going to say this here, too. Until Arizona gets to that level of the national championship type of schools, I mean, you kind of want the type of program that other schools want your coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's another thing if the coach actually leaves. I mean, I think and let me say this. I have nothing against Fisch leaving. I felt like I knew he was going to leave from the track record. I thought that if he did well here, that he definitely could, what they call, level up, right? And get another position if it opened up and all the cards fell in place. And you can't hate on a man for going to do what he thinks is best for him and his family. Because I always said, whether it's a transfer, or it's a coach, or whoever, if the guy don't want to be here, or if the guy has a better opportunity, or he think he has a better opportunity, be my guest. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. See you down the road, brother. Right? so that's how I feel about that personally. You know what I mean? I have no problem with that. I think you want coaches that other people around the country should want. That's what it's people wanted Coach Tomey. Coach Tomey could have left a couple times, but he was comfortable. He was a different type of guy, and I kind of think Brennan is the same type of guy as well.
We're talking with Kelvin Eafon, the captain, 1998, about the new head coach, Brent Brennan, taking over the Arizona Wildcats. We just talked to your teammate, Ortez Jenkins, a little while ago, and he raved about the job that Jed did to re-engage the alumni in this program, the things the programs he set up, the things that Brandon Sanders, took that kind of leadership and ran with it to keep, former players engaged. And he thinks that it'll just improve and even maybe get bigger with a guy like Brent because of the, like you said, the love that y'all have for Coach Tomey and the love he has for Coach Tomey as an assistant.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I seen him, he was one of the guys that were honored to be able to speak at Coach Tomey's ceremony at the U of A. I also was as well. So that was the last time I seen him and his brother. So that just tell you, how part of the family he is as far as the burr down, the Coach Tomey family tree, coaching tree. OJ, as far as coaches, because Coach Fisch, I did feel like he tried to do a good job of bringing the guys back around, had some spring games. I think guys were excited to try to be around anyway, because it seemed like, you was pushed out of the program or not really welcomed around the program. So guys were just excited to have a new coach, excited to be done with the Sumlin era, even though a lot of us was excited, hoping that he could give us some of what he was doing at Texas A&M, because we would have took some of those 9-3 records, right? Right? We would have took that would have been okay for us, but he wasn't able to replicate that here. So we was looking for whatever, man. So when Fisch came in, it was cool that he got Sanders in there. To me, Sanders did a good job of and there's no offense to Jed Fisch, but I got to say how I feel.
Yeah.
Sanders did a great job of engaging with us, and he worked for Fisch, and I'm sure Fisch, had him, do that. But I feel like Sanders did a great job, man, of communicating, getting guys on together on different groups and everything like that. So I give him a lot of that credit. I personally didn't get to talk to Fisch. I personally didn't get to interact with him or really any of the staff, Coach Akina or whatever. But I also felt they were busy trying to get us back on the winning track, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But Brennan, I feel like that Coach Brennan, though, I feel like that's naturally who he is. I know the track record that he brings. I know the family. So I know that he's going to welcome everybody in. It's going to even be better than it was when Fisch here, as far as the players concerned. I don't know yet what the record will be, even though I'm wanting to believe that football is football.
Mm-hmm.
Football is football. You got to have good players. So that's going to be the biggest thing, recruiting football players to keep the guys that we have here and getting whatever new guys. He could coach. He's coached plenty NFL guys because that's what Fisch used to sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he coached NFL guys. He have NFL connections, which basically every college coach have if they got good players, right? But I just feel like he can come in here and get the job done. I mean, he got it done with half the talent at San Jose State. He went to a few bowl games. I'm excited to see with this type of backing that's basically better than San Jose State. It's not the Washington level or the Alabama, nothing like Texas or nothing, but it's a high level, and I would love to see what he's going to be able to do with this team.
Kelvin, what did you make of the groundswell of support that the players laid out this past weekend for the potential of Johnny Nansen coming back into that role as the head coach?
I respected that. I mean, the guys, you want to feel like you still got family around. They worked up from the ground with Nansen. Nansen recruited a lot of the guys that were there, real good recruit on the West Coast. So the guys were like, hey, let's just go with him. That's a guy we're familiar with. But I think he was already gone. I think that wasn't even really a choice. I think he had already made his mind up to do what he was going to do. But with that being said, I respect the guys, trying to do that, but I knew that wasn't going to be the case. I knew when the program brought Coach Fisch in with no experience, I knew from there that whoever's making decisions as far as picking the coaches ain't listening to nobody. Ain't listening to nobody. When they brought Jedd in with no head coaching experience, which I thought, you had to have some head coaching experience, or, I thought you would have to be at some place for 3 or 4 or 5 years so to show that, you were committed to being somewhere. When I saw them brought Jedd, I knew right then that, all that stuff is off the table.
All right, Kelvin, we will talk to you tomorrow. We'll get back on the basketball tip. We may be talking basketball and football tomorrow if there's a press conference, so it'll be an interesting Wednesday as we get set for Arizona and USC on the hardwood. Appreciate you as always.
Yes, sir. Right down.
There you go. Kelvin Eafon. He is the captain, 1998, sharing his thoughts with you on the hire of Brent Brennan as the new head football coach at the University of Arizona. I want to read a few of the comments that we've gotten on our poll. Again, you can vote in our poll right now. Head on over to Wildcats 1290. Our Twitter page is Dick Tomey's protege, Brent Brennan, the right choice to lead the Arizona Wildcats football program. Right now, 91% of you saying yes, he will be Tucson. Only 9% saying no, he was average at San Jose State. Doug Maxwell checks in. I think U of A is about to demonstrate the team concept is real with Coach Brennan. And he's got a picture of Wilbur wearing a number 23 football jersey. That's Doug Maxwell. Doug in Tucson, our guy, checks in. There wasn't a coach out there who we would feel could definitely win 10 games a year at Arizona. So of the other choices, why not go with someone who will be loyal and a strong people person first, like Tomey was? Let's hope Brent Brennan is our version of Kansas State's Bill Snyder. That's a good analogy right there coming from our guy, Doug in Tucson. And then Bob Bowdish checks in and says, what a mess. Again, everybody's on a different platform here. Also, you can text us, 520-848-1290. Let's check in on the text groove and get you one of those comments. And this, we don't have a name on this one, but he says there is a loyal Arizona football fan. Actually, that's coming a little, reset that. How about Tommy Rees, offensive coordinator at Alabama? This was from this morning, actually. Look at his history. He's always had the best offenses in the places he's been. He has West Coast ties with the San Diego Chargers. He is very young, too. So this gentleman was opting for Tommy Rees potentially as the head coach for the University of Arizona. Unfortunately, that is not the way that Dave Hickey and company decided to do. Now, I will say, normally on Tuesdays, we do have Dave Hickey on our program. We will not be having Dave Hickey in his normal slot here coming up in 440. As you can imagine, Dave is a little busy today. So we will not be hearing from Dave Hickey today. I would imagine if things transpire and there's a press conference tomorrow, we will hear from Dave Hickey tomorrow on the hiring of his new football coach, Brent Brennan. 520-848-1290. We have an open segment coming up. If you want to get in on the lines, we've got an open segment coming in. We're going to talk to Lamont Hundley, scheduled to talk to him at 440. We're also going to let you hear that speech that Brent Brennan gave at the Dick Tomey Memorial 4 years ago. We will, if we get to it, short show today, 5:30. We've got a Dia Barnes show coming up at 5:30 with Derek Palmer, live from the Sands Club. You hear that show every Tuesday right here on Wildcats Radio 1290 at 5:30. The ladies, unfortunately, lost 2 tough games in Oregon this past weekend. They fell on Friday night to the Oregon State Beavers, and then they lost by 2 points in Eugene to the Oregon Ducks on Sunday. It's the Adia Barnes show coming up at 5:30 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Getting you home every 20 minutes now on the 5s with your traffic and your weather. Here's Cricket.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported in clearing Grant and Alvernon. Alvernon and Grant Road. We've got Irvington east of I-19 at 17th Avenue, River Road and La Cholla, and also Houghton and Old Vale Road. Some backups for southbound Nogales Highway at Los Reales. Our low overnight, 43, 72, sunny tomorrow, and 68 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
DK on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
Working on my hockey lingo.
You're doing that. You're learning quick.
Do you know what icing is?
I love icing. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's the best part of hockey, isn't it?
Don't miss out on all the fun.
The playoffs are here. Get all the action on the BetMGM app today. Take the excitement of football to the next level with same-game parlays, odds boost promos, and much more. Plus, every time you make a wager at BetMGM, you can earn BetMGM rewards points. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older only. Arizona only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Happy New Year, guys. That was right in my ear.
Oh, good. I see you're doing the whole baby New Year costume with the diaper and the sash.
Time to make resolutions. I resolved not to look at you dressed like that. People should start the new year by fixing up their heating and air system.
That's true. Alaskan AC can fix the stuff other companies can't.
Again, right in my ear. Plus, the Grizzly.
Right. The Grizzly is our custom-built AC made to take a chomp out of Arizona summers.
Still winter, guys. And we can fix up heaters to save our customers gobs of money. Gobs.
We believe in fixing before replacing.
What's a gob?
An Alaska-fied system is one that will last longer
and is guaranteed to be repair-free for an entire year. Woohoo! I swear, one more time with that thing.
Good resolution, Gary. Let's get out there and help people fix up their systems and save some real money.
All right. Probably should have told him to put some clothes on first.
Yeah.
Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center. Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com. Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
For all the latest news from Arizona Stadium, McHale Center, and High Corbin Field, make sure to like us on Facebook at Wildcats 1290. This is the exclusive home of Arizona Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. It was not a great weekend on the NFL front for my team, that's for sure. In fact, let's see if we can get this up here. Hold on a second. Let's hear a little bit about what happened in Houston this past weekend.
So first down at the 24-yard line for Houston. Now down 14-10. Moving from right to left. Play fake. Boot to the right, floater for Jordan. It's caught. The tight end's got it. 35 makes a move. 40, 45, 50. Oh, he's down the right sideline. Brevin Jordan is gone. 76 yards. Touchdown, Texans.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the score of that game was, but the Browns got their butts handed to them. That was our Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge game of the week. We welcome back Antonio to the program. DK on the Sports Tip here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Antonio, I believe you picked the Browns. Is that correct?
What? Yeah, no, I picked the Texans.
You picked the Texans? Wait, you picked the Texans to win?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
You're the Browns fan. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Do I need to go back to the tape?
Wait,
go back. Hey,
do we have the tape, J-Dub?
I do. You ready?
Wait. Antonio, let's go back to the tape.
All right, let's hear what it sounded like.
Who are you choosing in that game, Antonio?
Mr. C.J. Stroud.
Mr. C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, did not play in the game when the Browns won in Houston last month. So you're not sold on Joe Flacco?
No, sir.
You're not sold on the Browns' top 5 defense.
That's good D, but I got to go with the rookie.
You're going to go with the rookie in D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah.
Yeah. 16 of 21, 274 yards for C.J. Stroud. 3 touchdown passes. He looked all the part of the veteran in that scenario.
Now, how about you wish you had Baker Mayfield back, 300 yards?
Oh, gosh. I knew you were going to say something dumb like that, Antonio. That made my well, first of all, I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, so that made the weekend even worse. It made Super Wildcard Weekend even worse that he went out there and won a playoff game against my second team in the playoffs, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, because my dad was born in Philly and all my people live in Philly, so I always root for the Eagles too. But yeah. Seeing Baker Mayfield win was an even bigger disaster to the weekend.
That's very Cleveland Browns of them, though. Go, leave Cleveland and then go shine.
Yeah, I never liked him in Cleveland, so I was happy that he left. But whatever. So
and Detroit, they squeaked by.
Yes, that was the game of the weekend. I thought seeing the Detroit Lions win after they had not won a home playoff game in 32 years. That was fun. That was a fun game to watch. Even though the Rams are probably my third team. I was not unhappy that Detroit got the win in that game.
Yeah, they got a good coach.
They do. Dan Campbell has done a fabulous job with that program there. So, Antonio, you win $50. You win a $50 gift card courtesy of Miller Lite for correctly picking the Houston Texans to beat the Cleveland Browns on Super Wildcard Weekend. That gift card will be available to you here at the station probably after about 9 o'clock tomorrow, so you can pick it up. Our hours are, I believe, 9 to 5 or 10 to 5 or something of that nature during the week. So just make sure you come on by and pick up your card and don't spend it all in one place.
All right, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Congratulations to Antonio. So that means that the pot this week for the Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge is back to $25. I picked the game. Can you pick the winner? That will be the case. We will have 4 games to look at for the divisional round coming up. I'm not going to tell you yet who it's going to be or what game I'm going to pick. We will do that this week, let's see, on Friday. So we'll do that again. We did it on Friday last week. We'll do it again on Friday. Listen for the cue to call on Friday to get in on the Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge. So it'll be back down to a $25 gift card this week. We've got 2 weeks left. So if I win this week, then next week, the final week of the challenge, it'll be up for $50. If you win this week, then it'll be $25 for championship weekend. We'll pick one of those 2 games, the final week heading in to Super Bowl 58.
That's a good plate of nachos you could get for $50.
Ooh, I'm not a big nachos fan, but okay. I might get some wings with my $50.
How many wings could you get for $50 these days?
Gosh, I think you could you could probably get about 60.
You could make some friends.
Right?
You could make some good friends, I think. With
you could buy wings for several tables with that $50 gift card. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers, are proud to support University of Arizona men's basketball. This week, the Wildcats are home to continue their conference schedule on Wednesday and Saturday. That'll be tomorrow and Saturday. They'll take on the Trojans of Southern California tomorrow, the Bruins of UCLA on Saturday. We do have a tip time now for that game on Saturday. That'll be a 2 p.m. tip-off on Saturday against the Bruins, UCLA's final trip here to Tucson for the Pac-12 era. And you can buy tickets for the home series. Call 621-CATS or visit ArizonaWildcats.com. I'll have to check and see if there are any tickets left for that game Saturday. I would imagine there's probably pretty few tickets available for that game on Saturday. Okay, I want you to hear the speech. And, Jed, I'm going to play the video from it on this side. That Brent Brennan, Brian, ding, 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 ding. That's twice now, right? That's twice. Brent Brennan gave when at Dick Tomey's Celebration of Life. It was at McHale Center 4 years ago. He was one of the people that spoke. Here's what Brent Brennan said that day.
All right. I'm going to start this the way Coach Tomey would start every meeting every time I ever worked for him. Sit up straight. 2 feet on the floor. Eyes up. Act interested. Said it every meeting in the 6 years I worked for him. My name is Brent Brennan. I'm the head coach of San Jose State. I want to thank the family. Nancy, you guys are family, and I'm sincerely honored to be talking to everybody today. Coach Tomey was my mentor, my friend. He was kind of my football dad, if you would. So he was just such a critical part of my process, my development, and it came from really a strange place. My brother played for him. I was working at Washington. He said, why don't you come hang out with us in Arizona, and the rest is history, as they say. He's the guy that I would always call when things got hard for me, professionally, personally, whatever. And lots of people have alluded to that he was that for them, but he was incredible for me that way. He had this amazing power of encouragement, and I think everyone's spoken to that, but it was so profound, and it was so powerful. His Tomeyisms were something of legend, and there was an awesome Facebook chain going around yesterday of all these sayings that he used to apply to his teams. But one of his ones that was my favorite was that he said, you're either, speaking of a team, you're either putting a team together, keeping a team together, or putting it back together, which I was talking with Marcus Arroyo last night, and we were talking about Tomeyisms, and it's such a great metaphor for life, right? Whether it's your relationships, a team, your family, you're putting it together, you're keeping it together, or you're putting it back together. I thought was really appropriate. So I'm gonna do something a little different here. I have an ode to Coach Tomey. All right, and I'm gonna try and get through it because I'm an emotional guy, and I'm all cried out, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and those that don't know me, I'm here to wax poetic on the magic of Dick Tomey. I can't think about our coach without including his wife, because together with Nancy, they were larger than life. She was there on his game days, and she was there when he was sick. You're an absolute angel to put up with Dick. It's so hard to think of our good friend being gone, but it's this family that's here that will help you press on. My memories are special. They put a smile on my face, and the examples of his magic is all over this place. We will always remember the things he would say. The tougher it gets, the better we play. It wasn't about football or the games that we played. It was about you as a person and the progress you made. As a leader and a mentor, he wanted to reach into your soul. Making you a better man was always his goal. He mentored coaches and he led many teams. He directed and he pushed us to chase all our dreams. I was with Coach 6 years, some good days, some bad. But I look around here today and I realize the impact he had. Arizona, Hawaii, San Jose State, he took programs over and helped make them great. He was always honest, so honest, real and direct. He chewed me out often, but always with respect. We would talk every week through a very hard season. He compared our lack of ball security to a real act of treason. But he always made time for me, morning, noon, and night. His ability to encourage always helped me get right. And his voice in my head will forever be playing. Your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. Thank you all.
That was Brent Brennan at the memorial for Dick Tomey about 4 years ago. That last line was one of those Tomeyisms. Your actions speak so loud, I cannot hear what you're saying. And we've kind of talked about the Tomeyisms over the years. that he had when he was leading this Wildcats program. And I think we'll look forward to revisiting a lot of those with Brent Brennan becoming the 31st head coach in Arizona football history. All right, we're expecting Tommy Lloyd to make some statements today as well. I don't know if we're going to carry that alive or not. He was supposed to talk at 4:30 after practice. Practice sometimes runs long. We've got an interview slated with Lamont Hunley, and again, it's a short show. We're only going to be with you for about another hour, so we may try to get to Tommy Lloyd's comments in our 5 o'clock hour before we get out of here today for the Adia Barnes show, which is coming up at 5:30. We also want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We've got a number of people commenting on the hiring of Brent Brennan on our social media platforms, and I want to get to some of those comments here before we get to cricket and her traffic and let you know what people are saying. A lot of people are happy with this, and there's a lot of people that are not. Philip Zelensky chimes in on Facebook. Brent Brennan was 34-38 at San Jose State. Not exactly a big name hire or someone the players may stick around for. Convince me otherwise. You're absolutely right, Philip. There may be players that don't stay. I mean, some have already left. I mean, Ephesians Prysock went into the portal today. Jonah Coleman went into the portal yesterday. That's two huge starters, one on offense, one on defense. There's a groundswell of belief that Tetero McMillan and Noah Fafita may stay. We've seen the leader that is Noah, and I don't know if I'm sure he's in there getting with guys and convincing them to keep the group together. So let's ride this thing out with this new coach. Let's try to keep as many people as we can. Let's go win the Big 12 in our first season. If that is indeed Noah Fafita's plan to remain here at Arizona. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of people are going to take that wait-and-see approach to it, like you, Philip. But the guys that I've talked to all sign off on this guy, Brent Brennan. The people that know him sign off on him as the guy that's right to lead this program. He will have to prove it, but I think that the Wildcats have the right guy to move forward with to continue and to begin, really, this new era of Wildcat football in the Big 12. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We will get with Cricket here. She is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. We're seeing some slowdowns, some backups on the westbound side of I-10 as you approach 22nd Street. Crashes reported and clearing. Stone Avenue at Cushing Street, 14th Street. Thornydale north of Cortero, and also Grant and Alvernon and Grant Road. And weather-wise, overnight, clear skies, the low at 43, 72, sunny tomorrow, 68 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
You are sitting in an intersection right now, doing a little daydreaming about how you would like a new truck. Well, you can make your dream a reality right here at O'Reilly Chevrolet. You know, the place the jingle's about.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Wildcat fans, join head coach Adia Barnes and the Arizona women's basketball team in McHale Center this season. Single game tickets start as low as $17 and are available for purchase now. You won't want to miss the fierce competition coming to Arizona. Tickets are available at ArizonaWildcats.com/WBK. Arizona women's basketball. Let's pack McHale Center.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
Just my next greatest idea ever.
Playing the lottery?
That's right, Doug. With all my winnings, I can enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally fix your car right. No more disasters, Doug. Your luck is about to change.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck, Eugene. But if you need a sure thing in automotive repair or for your next set of tires, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
You know, we've guaranteed our tires in every auto repair since 1960.
With more than 35 Top Shop awards and our Partners Network 3-year nationwide warranty, you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
And check out this month's special savings.
Pay with your Jack